Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today, I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. But before I go ahead and do that, our players are commenting about it now, so I might as well point it out now. Currently sitting on the map to start off with Reclaim is 361,000 mass. Yep, 361,000 mass, which makes it 36,000 mass per player to scoop up, and it is everywhere. So we will see how much Reclaim is scooped up after the introductions. I just wanted to point that out before I go into introductions because, of course, our player is going to be reclaiming as fast as possible. Starting off with introductions is Team 1 in the west and ending with Team 2 in the east. In Snow White to the south, we have, as a UEF for this match, Zelby Lycob. He is a 1500. Again, as a UEF to his northeast in Tropical Ocean Blue is the Aeon Commander of RNA. He is a 1600. To his northwest, the other UEF here for Team 1 is Dimitri 11. He is in Glow in the Dark Green as a 2000 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. To his east, we have in Ruby Red the Aeon Commander of Mav 7119. He is a 1400. And on the northern edge of the map here for Team 1 in Light Oak Tan is the Aeon player of Lox Puig. He is a 1600. So for Team 1 side of the map, they only have Aeon and UEF, which means they lack Seraphim and Cybertech. And for the numbers there, it is 3 Aeons and 2 UEF. Starting off with Team 2 Southern player and working our way northward, we have in Emerald Green on the southern edge of the map, Love Me Some Rice as a Cybran as a 1600. To his north, we have in Chevy Crimson the Seraphim player of Pepe's. He is a 1400. Again, he's in Chevy Crimson, blending into his environment there. To his east, in Royal Purple, we have Cheerios as a Cybran as a 1900, the highest rated player on Team 2. To his northwest, we have in Rust the Seraphim player of Leveling. He is an 1800. He is not solo leveling this game. He is team leveling. And of course, that reference to the very, very amazing anime. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. It's a really, really, really good show. Anyway, last but not least, for Team 2 on the northern east side of the map is Chicken Mayaba. He is an Aeon for this match as a 1600. Again, orange. The color orange is his color. And for Team 2 side of the map, they have 1 Aeon, but they also have 2 Seraphim and 2 Cybrans. They do lack UEF tech. Team 1, as a reminder, lacks Seraphim and Cybran tech. And I will point out, of the 5 players on Team 2, 3 of them have food-related names. We have Cheerios, Love Me Some Rice, and Chicken. I don't know what it is, but I feel like half the time I do these casts, somehow food is always brought up. Sometimes it's because it's what I'm thinking about, or the time of day, whatever the case may be, I'm recording. Sometimes players just have names that have food in them. But anyways, in terms of mass points, we are currently going to look at Team 2 side, and we're going to cut it straight down the middle here. So this will be on Team 2 side of the map. This will be on Team 1 side of the map. There is a 5-star mech position behind Love Me Some Rice and a quad mechs in front of him. There is also couple of mexes over here, not really that grouped together, but I mean, there's just a lot of ones dotted around. There's a 5-star mex over here in front of Chicken. There's also a 4-star mex, or sorry, a quad mex, if I can speak, as well. And of course, as I said, there's a lot of one-offs kind of dotted around the map here. There's also a couple mexes straight down the middle, but again, it's one of those scenarios where, I mean, one player will end up having them. So either Team 1 will be right about here or Team 2 will be right about here and that sort of thing. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and see how much Reclaim is still left. I mean, there's still a lot of it, but now it's only sitting at 320,000 mass. So in that time that it did introductions, 40,000 mass has been scooped up and then some. That is a lot of mass to go into our players' conference very, very quickly. Mexes are going to be upgraded just instantaneously at this point. We do have a little bit of rating going down here for Love Me Some Rice against Zelby. A couple of early engineers, of course, trying to grab all of these mexes. They are being escorted by a nice little striker because he doesn't want to incur any more losses. We do see Peppers is actually sending some forces as well, just shoving his comm forward and trying to push back the expansionary efforts of Team 1. And with the kind of nature of this map, there's really only two sets or points of engagement for both of our teams. We have the north and the south, and that's it. We do have a couple of some interceptors and some bombers kind of just hanging out over here in that little tiny hole, which would be a great place to put a radar system, so hopefully somebody does that. There are a couple of ponds and a couple of places to hide comms in water, but those are very tiny, and I highly doubt anybody will go for any sort of naval factories. But I wouldn't put it past somebody to put some cruisers in there. Wouldn't be the first time I've said that, and somebody has done that. Or a Cybern player could put a T2 naval headquarters and build Salems. They can also do that. Let's go ahead and see where our players are going off to. It looks like it's at least going to be a 2v1 so far in favor of Team 1 on this northern side, but nobody on Team 1 has left yet. We do see that Chicken is making his way forward. On the southern side of things, Team 2 has already sent 2 commanders out, and Zelby is hanging out down here. Maybe we'll see RNA kind of shift in that direction. Same thing here. Maybe Cheerios will move to the front line, but I think Cheerios and Dimitri are going to be the main air players for this match. I mean, T2 Air is already online here for Dimitri, and T2 Air already online for Cheerios. So that is probably going to be the thing, and especially considering there's so much mass on the field still. 250,000 mass still remaining. Over 100,000 mass has already been reclaimed. It's only been 6.5 minutes. In terms of totals, Team 1 getting a little bit better cut of the deal at about 6,000 mass more. But still, for both teams, that is so much mass to have this early in the game. We are seeing a gun speed and range upgrade has been started by Love Me Some Rice in the south. I want to make sure I actually remember to go back to mass income instead of reclaim. And that's the only upgrade so far. Considering with all the mass at our players' disposal, we haven't seen any more upgrades. Very, very surprising. We haven't even seen some comms outbound from actually a couple different players that I expect to really just send a comm forward. 3 of these players on Team 1 I expect to send something forward, that being, of course, Lox Puig, Mav, and RNA. And then on Team 2, at least Leveling sent forward to assist his teammate of Chicken, but he could be just, again, microing his mexes and getting that scaling up and whatnot. And mass income is going to be very, very important. I mean, it always is important, but getting it really high very quickly. We already see 2 players on Team 1 already over 100 mass, that being Lox Puig and Dimitri. And Dimitri's scaling very quickly. And of course, now starting to ring his T2 mexes and get it even further up. More raiding down in the south here, outbound from Pepe's. And this might even prompt RNA to send his comm out. He already has T2 land online. We do see that gun damage range has been started for Zelby. Stealth is almost done for Love Me Some Rice. Maybe he'll go straight to Nano. No other upgrades from anybody on Team 1 or 2. Surprise at that fact. And look, Nano has been started by Love Me Some Rice. Just the group of air forces just sitting here keeps getting bigger and bigger. T3 is probably started here for the air players. T3 Air is done for Dimitri. 9 minutes. T3 Air has been upgraded. T3 is 66% of the way there for Team 2, but that is huge. Maybe we'll see an early bomber from Dimitri. I mean, with 172 mass per second, I would hope that he produces a bomber out of that. Of course, he's getting his engineers going for the PGen, and then maybe we'll go for that after that. T3 land has been built here by Lox Puig on the front line. T2 land is the main unit type here for Chicken for the time being. And Leveling has actually moved in a little bit with his commander, probably going to assist with some of that comm action. Still, no real movement from 2 of the commanders I expect to see from Team 1, and everybody on Team 2 that I expect to see has moved. We do see a couple of units pushing against these hoplites against Love Me Some Rice. Unfortunately, hoplites not the best in terms of one-on-one action, but they do have a decent range on board, so that is definitely a benefit to them. Team 1 sitting at 770 mass per second. Team 2 about to cross 700, and again, 10.5 minutes. That is crazy how fast mass is being shoved into our players' coffers. They don't have enough pockets to put all of the money to put anywhere. decent grouping of units to the north trying to run by against Lox Puig. A T2 mix will go down. That is definitely worth the price of those units. We see a large amount of spam outbound from Mav to the north. We do see, that, of course, those T3 units already online and getting into large numbers. Harbingers running back to deal with this incoming threat from Chicken. We do see Leveling has started his gun upgrade in the north, and in the south, possibly the first com-on-com action of the game between Love Me Some Rice and Zelby. Both of them have gun. Both of them have nano. The only difference being Zelby can see Love Me Some Rice, but I mean, he does have that stealth on board, so really it has to be in visual contact range. There's a lot of radar systems nearby to be aware of any sort of incoming threat from Team 2. But Zelby trades blows with Love Me Some Rice. Like I said, the first com-on-com action has occurred. Love Me Some Rice starting to be blitzed down by Zelby. A couple of T1 PD and T2 PD, for that matter, are in range. And it looks like just at a minimum, Zelby's just trying to shove Love Me Some Rice away. A couple of hoplites try to go around the southern edge, but they get stopped. And it looks like he's in full retreat for the time being. Looks like in the north, just tons of engineers for both teams. Really just trying to reclaim. Couple of Harbingers break through the defenses on the northern edge. And we do see some blazes intercepting those as we speak. But again, a couple of mixes are down. And Team 1's lead in terms of mass income slowly fading. It's about 50 or so versus the 100 or so it was a couple of moments ago. Now we're seeing some bricks online here for Love Me Some Rice. He has T3 land, of course, online. I wouldn't be surprised to see Zelby having, yep, there it is, T3 land producing Titans. And surprised at the fact that he doesn't just skip for Percy's. Most of the time, I make a comment about, I mean, he's skipping Percy's. He probably should build some Titans. In this case, when he has so much mass, everybody has so much mass at this point, might as well just skip for Percy's. I mean, in this engagement, it's going to take a while to chew through. And having those, higher DPS units would be very beneficial, especially if we're trying to blitz down a commander like Love Me Some Rice. We do see Zelby has dropped into the yellow with Love Me Some Rice to boot. And of course, we do see some Titans trying to throw their weight around. Zelby just being bombarded by some missiles from those hoplites. And in the east, we still haven't seen Pepe's engage. He's just built a little base and kind of now retreated. Most of the action occurring on the southern edge. There is an attack in the north. I am going to split things so I can make sure that I cover both engagements at the same time. We do see, again, Team 1's map pushing against Leveling. Leveling has his gun online, but that is it. T2 PD being spammed up by Chicken to assist with this incoming threat. We do see a group of Harbingers to the north trying to, again, poke in prod at those defenses, draw Chicken's attention away. Leveling trying to keep these units away from getting any sort of damage done on his side of the map in terms of his main base and getting further in. We haven't seen any sort of things from either of the air players for bombers or ASF engagements, just primarily just building and scaling their forces up. We do see that Leveling is falling into the low yellows, but there's a couple of blazes remaining. Mostly they are Aurora. So, and a couple, actually there's one Fervor in the mix as well. I don't think that force is going to really go anywhere. But we do see some transports dropping in Harbingers essentially on top of that army. A couple of them do get shot down. And unfortunately for Chicken, most of those Harbingers do land. But unfortunately for those Harbingers, some of them already took damage due to those interceptors shooting at them. And this force gets intercepted quite quickly. There are a couple of Harbingers in the mix here for Chicken as well. So he'll be able to deal with those units very, very easily. And that's if those Harbingers can at least get away. We do see that Leveling moving in to the other side of the pond to deal with the rest of those remaining forces from Maeve. And we do see that the southern engagement has kind of died down. Bricks and, of course, Titans just kind of staring at one another on the southern edge for the time being. So not really a huge concern one way or the other for that. In terms of reclaim, currently sitting at 54,000. 15 minutes, over 300,000 mass has been reclaimed. Numbers for mass income: 1.4K for Team 1, 1.3K for Team 2. I expect to see game renders. I expect to see artillery. I expect to possibly see some satellite spam. all of the big, juicy, big-ticket items that we love to see in this game, I expect to see even started probably about 25 minutes just because of all of the mass at our players' disposal. Running over the front line here is Loxbuig trying to just collapse on top of Chicken. Lots of incoming fervor fire just shelling all of that position. We see engineers from multiple players on Team 1 slowly getting into Team 2's mass. We do see a couple of transports waiting to pick up more of those Harbingers. That attack is stopped for the time being, and Chicken is about to get some veterancy once he kills off a couple of these Harbingers inbound from his opponent. Well, I thought he did more damage to them, maybe not, but that's a lot of fervor fire. He really needs to fall back. All of those shots are landing on units for the most part. Sniper bots also online, trying to again keep that force at bay. The Loxbuig is just keeping the pressure down. Dimitri sitting at almost 400 mass a second. Loxbuig at 360. On Team 2 side of things, Churio's almost at 400, and Pepe is almost at 400 as well. In the south, that brick wall getting larger and larger, and really there's no efforts from these engineers to really be able to push back, at least for just scooping up, aggressively scooping up reclaim from that side of the map. The laser for Love Me Some Rice has been started, isn't even going for cloaking yet. Going for laser, very ambitious there, but maybe he'll make that work. RNA looks like he's having some power issues. Oh yeah, he's having some power issues. He's going for RAS. That definitely would make sense, and now ARAS has been started for him. That should actually fix things. Not really, but once the ARAS finishes, then it will fix things. Couple more Harbingers inbound from Mab, assisting this push inbound from Lox. Team 2's Chicken is in full retreat. Leveling is now in his main base, going for a Chicken, the namesake of Chicken. We do see some ASFs escorting some gunships. They possibly will be targeting Chicken's commander, or at least the main base. ASFs about to intercept one another. There goes the first airfight of the game does commence. The gunships do get away for a little bit. One of them does get caught. Some of the damage is done on that gunship, but it is not dead yet. A couple of T3AA have been trying to be spammed up, but these gunships will do a little bit of damage, at least at a minimum, on that eco for Team 2's Chicken. And the ASF fight is won by Dimitri quite handedly. I'd say about 30 ASFs remain. 42 ASFs, and sometimes I'm right on the money, sometimes I'm not, but I'd say guessing 30 out of 40 is decent. And just still the pressure is mounting against Chicken in this northeastern corner. Team 1 wants to claim the entire northern edge and then sweep south is the idea. We do see experimental notifications are popping up. Chicken is spotted by Mav, and we do see that Chicken is in the yellow now. I think, was it? Oh yeah, there's a experimental over here. Mav completes his Colossus before 20 minutes. And of course, Chicken still in full retreat. No upgrades, probably regretting that at this point. Really, probably would have enjoyed having that advanced range at a minimum to deal with all this incoming fervor and Harbinger spam. Look at this nonsense. Look at all that artillery shots just raining down. They're like fireworks, except they blow up when they land on the ground instead of blowing up in the sky. It does look like the gunships dealt a decent blow to Chicken's base. Couple of mexes offline, well, a few mexes offline, and Team 2 loses Chicken to that push of Harbingers. There it goes, and he did Control K to do as much damage as possible, but did not want to give a kill to Team 1. It is now I will claim that as a kill for Team 1, technically, but on the records, I don't know if it shows it as a kill. But anyways, it is a now 5v4 game in favor of Team 1, and somebody did put a radar system in the middle of the map here, and that would be Dimitri. Look at that thing. There is a shield generator. There's a couple of TMD and some AA and an Omni. This is what he can see on the map. Great placement, of course. Center of the map sees everything and has a little bit of Omni all the way around that central mountain cookie, whatever the heck you want to call that thing. Does look kind of like a cookie, though. And let me know down in the comments what your favorite cookie is. I mean, it looks like this looks like a peanut butter cookie, which peanut butter cookies are pretty good. I really like chocolate chip, and I really, really love snickerdoodles. Those are like my two favorites. My mom makes really good chocolate chip cookies, if I can speak. That's what I ate when I was growing up a lot. She loved to make them from scratch. Of course, I'm also a fan of just eating straight cookie dough. So going to the store and grabbing that tube of cookie dough and just eating it. Oh, delicious. Chicken and Monkey pushing against the southern side here. Broadswords are inbound. Lots of bricks. Vulnerable to AA fire. That's right. Vulnerable to gunship fire because there is no AA nearby. There is a couple of lightning tanks up there, but that is why the chicken went for the bricks and not for... Sorry, the broadswords went for the bricks instead of going for the chicken. If I can speak correctly. Because I, for some reason, cannot do that at 90% of the time I do these casts. My tongue just doesn't want to work. He has a plan. 16k HP. Comm is strong. Love me some rice. Does have the laser on board. Doesn't have cloaking. But at least has stealth, so that's something. Team 1 doesn't see him. At least for a little bit. They'll see him for a brief moment, and then they'll lose him. And those gunships just ripping apart all of those bricks. Surprisingly enough, did not go for the Monkey. It's going for the bricks first. The chicken is pushing in, of course, that AA presence. A little bit more effective at kind of deterring some more of the aggressive gunship plays. But there are more lightning tanks coming in to reassure Love Me Some Rice's position. In the east, the northern side is just collapsing. Chicken in full retreat. Colossus, well, that's why it's retreating to intercept said Colossus. Chicken is trying to be spammed up as quickly as possible, and leveling is nearby. He does have gun on board. T2 PD trying to be spammed up, but that Colossus is there way too early for those PD to really be useful. We did see some missiles outbound that got eviscerated, and those aren't TMD, those are TMLs. Apologies for calling them volcanoes. Those are serpentine TMLs. Colossus chasing down, leveling. This could be another kill here for Team 1 if he doesn't get out of range, which he won't. There he goes. And Team 1 claims another kill. Both of the northern players for Team 2 have been killed off. 21 minutes on the clock. And it is now a 5v3 in favor of Team 1 game. We do see Harbingers now eviscerated an entire base worth of eco. This is very, very dangerous for Team 2 if they don't deal with this Colossus and threat from the north. That will be a win for Team 1. There is a little bit of a mass gift here from Mav, but I think he'll take a little bit of mass dumping for a kill on Team 2. But in the south, it looks like it's going to be kind of a seesaw action where Team 1's going to claim the northern edge and Team 2 is going to claim the southern edge. And now the main air players, at least for Cheerio for the time being, will now have to be a land and air player. And of course, he now has technically triple base, but he lost one of them, so technically dual base. He's sitting at 760 mass per second. Locks per week sitting at 627. And we do see Dimitri at almost 500 with Mav right ahead of him there. Chicken pushing forward. Lots of Percy's being spammed up. Very, very quickly here to try to deal with this chicken threat. Chicken is sitting at 4-star veterancy, so almost at 5 stars, almost 50% more additional hit points. If it gets a little bit more kills, it will get to that 50%, but it might probably die. Chicken is going to try to retreat, but with Percy's, you don't really retreat from Percy's. That's why there were some Ravagers also built, which will not help with that issue as well. Wall section has been built by RNA to try to force the land engagement to the land and avoid any sort of spicy plays with hiding some units either above or underneath the surface of the water. But now the expansionary base of Zelby has been taken out, and Team 2 has essentially the entire southern edge, pretty much. But the northern edge is owned by Team 1. There's really no arguments about that. Chicken forcing back a ton of Harbingers. Strap Bomber also coming in to assist as well. Tons of ASFs guarding that gunship and bomber threat. Another one inbound. Team 2's Cheerios just trying to soften up those units as much as possible, because there are just so many of them, and that chicken's going to get some nice veterancy. More Harbingers inbound going to die due to that chicken steamrolling everything over there in that northeastern corner. Anything big and exciting happening in the main bases for Team 2? Crabs being built, chickens being built, air grid, of course, being expanded upon and split. Love to see that decentralization. Another chicken being built. Team 1 side of the map, Locksburg, you have a ton of eco. Colossi spam has been started by him. Huge air grid has been planned by Mav. Another huge air grid here for Dimitri. Shield has been started for him. And it looks like just more mass fabs. Colossus and possibly... Nope, no experimentals. But lots of Perseus, though, so that is almost as much or as good as an experimental. Just depends on how close the engagement is. I am surprised, though, 24 minutes on the clock. Neither team has gone for any sort of, possible game enders or, nukes or artillery or satellites or anything of that, like, bigger, game end or late game energy. But with that, let's go ahead and see kind of the game overall. Team 1 sitting at 2.7K mass income. That is so much mass. Team 2 sitting at 1.8K. This is, of course, 24 minutes. Huge numbers. This is the in-game numbers of mass income. Of course, Team 2 has lost 2 of their players, that being Leveling and Chicken. Team 1 has not lost anybody. And at this time, please let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. And, of course, if you haven't done so already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Current mass reclaim totals about even, considering 300,000 mass plus has been reclaimed by Team 2 and almost that of Team 1. 600,000 mass has been reclaimed overall. Almost double the amount of mass that this map started with. Almost. So that's working there. And that's a lot of mass. So much mass. In the south, we do see a Colossus going to dip its head underneath the surface of the water to hide from that chicken. And Love Me Some Rice and Pepe is constantly putting the pressure down. The comm of Love Me Some Rice does have cloaking on board. Of course, there is that Omni radar that Team 2 needs to be aware of, which they do know it's there. They just need to obviously remember that it's there. Airfight does happen in the northeastern corner of the map here. Team 1 wins that airfight. Hands down, no contest on that. Dimitri 11 sitting at probably, let's say 120 ASFs. No, 150. Okay. A little bit more than I thought. Chicken is down. Lots of fervors, but most of the Harbingers and Colossus have already left, so not a lot of damage will be done by that Ion Storm. But units will die, just not the more important units. Of course, one of the reasons why the mass income is so far behind for Team 2 is that an entire base of Eco was killed off. ASF transferred over to MAV. It looks like... Oh, everything transferred over to MAV. Excuse me. Looks like Dimitri 11 is headed out. Or just had to go somewhere. Looks like he's just going to go... He's still in the game, so he hasn't left yet. He's just building some PD. So he might have had to go to the bathroom or go answer the door or do something of the sort that would cause him to leave. And, of course, that just scales Mav's income now to 1.2K, producing more than half of the total income of Team 2. We have a couple of Strat Bombers running around. Team 2 needs to fight that Air Force and this ground force over here, and they, of course, they have to worry about any sort of spicier plays. We do see a Czar now under construction here for Mav. He has air dominance. That's definitely warranted for going for an air experimental. Colossus spamming out in multiple directions has been underway for a little bit now, and some gunships waiting to be given some orders, but a lot of AA has been built, and Love Me Some Rice is hanging out with a couple of engineers walking around the map. Chicken pushing forward, Crab pushing forward. We do see a Scathis. Don't like the positioning of the Scathis. Wish it was back here. But Scathis has been started by Love Me Some Rice. It is also sitting underneath the stealth field, so Team 1 can't easily detect it. We do see a couple of gunships now starting to raid a couple of mixes, but they're only T1s. I mean, T1s are T1s. It's better than nothing. But when you're talking about, 2,000 mass per second total, and about 10 mass comes from that, it's not really that impactful. And again, every bit does count. We do see those gunships, again, going back to their staging area just to make sure they don't get sniped by any sort of AA. We do see a couple of Optims just poking and prodding at these Colossus, forcing them out of the water. 3 of them now stacking up here for RNA. And in the east, that land army continuing to get closer and closer. Multiple monkeys and a chicken built to try to deter this incoming threat, and that will actually do very well in dealing with all the Harbingers. The Colossus is a different story. That's probably going to be the main item for that chicken to go after. If the chicken does not continue to push in, it will obviously outrange that Colossus, which we see it doing now. And here come the monkeys. Some monkeys going to the west, some monkeys going to the east, and all of these Harbingers are going to be eaten alive by the monkey and the chicken thread. And there they go. There goes one laser. Laser should be activating here shortly for this one. There it goes. Two more. Going to move and secure. And the other two, of course, going to start boxing in. That is a huge engagement for Team 2. Lots of mass is going to be reclaimed from that. Of course, the chicken doesn't care about its own life. It wants that Colossus wreck on their side of the map. Oh, and it's going to get it. There it goes. That Colossus is on Team 2 side of the map. Lots of Harbingers trying to blitz down that chicken, but that chicken is not going anywhere anytime soon. We do see a possible attempt to go after the air grids here for Cheerios from these gunships. And we do see Cheerios on a monkey order. Lots of pigeons going up. Cheerios losing half, or at least a little bit of that air grid. Lots of AA now trying to be spammed up. Those gunships going after another pigeon and another pigeon. Oh, it's not great. There goes another. Ooh, this is great grab here by Mav. I mean, he lost all his gunships, but more than half of that air grid is down. Oh, that's going to hurt and really put Team 1 ahead in the air game. In the south, Fat Boy is online. The chicken and the Colossus threat just gets wiped out. 2 chickens died, but 3 Colossi died. 2 crabs still remain. And that was partly due to the fact that those Colossus were already damaged upon engagement with their opponents. But look at this air grid. I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe go for just restorers and broadswords at this point, just because he has so many air factories under his control. It does look like Dimitri has a couple of facilities for something, but you know for what. We do see Loxboy at 1,000 mass, Mav at 1.4k, 1,000 mass per second. They are producing 60% of the mass for their team. We see, of course, 3.4, so that's 2.4, maybe 55%, if I can do math in my head. Couple of crabs push forward, decent amount of Percy's, not enough though, and both of those crabs are in range of that Fat Boy. That Fat Boy not going to last very much longer. There are some parashields going to try to save it, but unfortunately for that Fat Boy's life, it is no longer existing, and now these crabs will deal with all of these Percy's. Some veterancy on board will stave off death for a little while longer. That's a lot of ASFs, Mav. That is just a lot. So he has 155 UEF ASFs, 100 Aeon ASFs, 40 broadswords, 10 restorers, so 50 gunships, and 250 ASFs counteract that, with Cheerios sitting at only 13 ASFs. So air superiority to the max for Team 1. Donut is not finished yet, but he does also have a nuke, so I think he's just trying to spend mass at this point. Well, he's doing pretty well at it. He's still negative, so that's a good thing in this case. He's not stockpiling mass and losing it. We do see those 2 monkeys and the chicken. We do see those 2 monkeys over here. Engineers reclaiming as fast as possible. Team 2 has somewhat reclaimed chicken's position. We do see, again, P-Gens being re-established, but just licking his wounds, that's really gotta hurt. Give base if don't play, says chicken. We see those crabs are pushing in. Team 2 trying to get a win and at least knock somebody out, possibly on Team 1. We do see that Zelby has actually fallen back, and that donut has been completed and is now moving in to intercept. I'm assuming there's a lot of AA in this mix. There's a lot of lightning tanks. So those gunships are trying to go all the way around. There's a couple of AA emplacements here. How is that Scathus doing? It is in the yellow. Lovely Sunrise currently working on it himself. He has cloaking and laser. He's not using it, but he still has it. Ravagers trying to keep these crabs at bay, but to no avail. These AA units need to move in and assist that crab. I do love this, though. The shielding for the Seraphim is just tall enough to cover the crab, but now more Ravagers being built. Donut over here. Gunships over here. I kind of feel a 1-2 punch happening. Ravagers trying to force the the crabs back. Oh, these gunships. Oh, they're just itching. They are itching to engage. But that Tsar would not be great to just dump on Team 2's side, so they're just kind of waiting. T1 AA down here. T3 AA being spammed up. Engineers reclaiming as much of that as they can. Chicken going to push in. I don't really think this is the best idea, but they're going to try to at least attack some of the defenses. Gunships are moving into range. That's going to be a wiped chicken. That chicken is not going to last any much longer. There it goes. Thousands of hit points. The bar can't even keep up. There it goes. Instantly. Just wiped. And those gunships fall back. I did kind of think that play wasn't going to work, kind of sending him to the south and then kind of pushing in this way, because there's a lot of AA. That is the one. I mean, it is a downside. Unit cap reached by, looks like Mav reached the unit cap. Well, he does have 2 bases, to be fair, so it does make sense. That is pretty funny. And you see him control K'ing stuff because he's like, I need more stuff. I don't have units. Now he's at 1.4, so now he has a little bit more breathing room. We don't really see that in these games just because the unit cap's usually been increased, and then when players die, it gets increased even more just to cover, units and all of that. But, not a first time for anything, but definitely a surprise to be sure. I find it funny that stealth on stealth. Now all you need is one of those deceivers, and you have all the kinds of stealth for the Cybran. We'll see if that ends up getting finished. Team 1 still doesn't know about it. They'll know nothing about it. They probably think it's back there. There is an eye on top of Pepe's commander, though, so that is something. We do see that the land army has now pushed back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monkeys, 2 chickens, 9 experimentals over here. Donut is inbound. And is there AA adequate for this attack? There is AA units moving in. That's a lot of mass and experimentals. There are there's some strat bombers also inbound, and they're going after those monkeys. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Donut is inbound. It's going for the chickens. It's got to fall back. Those lightning tanks are going to shift. Some of the lightning tanks are taken out by those strats, but the shield already half depleted. And we see, of course, some AA trying to poke at all those gunships moving in. And there's just more bouncers, more lightning tanks coming online for Team 2. They're just trying to do some damage. Not effective. The shield is down. Hit points are falling. Strat bombers still going after those lightning tanks. But there are now some shield emplacements they're hiding underneath. Oh, so many strat bombers trying to take out the lightning tanks. Some of them are taken out, but not enough. And this is why having mobile AA is super beneficial, because you're like, oh, there's a bomber incoming? Okay, move. We do see a line starting to form. Instead of a brick wall, it is a monkey wall. Over there, it's like the monkey bars. You lost 50 strats and killed 3 AA worth, says Chicken. A little bit of some just giving the other team a hard time over there. Mass for Scathis, says Chicken. Mass for Mass. And that thing is in the green. We do see mass being donated to Lox. That makes me think possibly a Paragon. Another unit cap breached. You gotta kill off some of your units there. And, yep, there it is. There it is. Why need mass on the field when Paragon will do? And there it is. The Paragon has been completed. Look at that big giant nonsense that is the Paragon. I don't care about the mass fat panel. I wish that panel would just go away. Go away, mass fat panel. I don't care. Team 1 now has essentially infinite resources. Maybe we'll see another Paragon being built by Lox. Maybe, maybe not. We'll just have to see. Looks like he donated a lot of his mixes over to RNA to scale his eco even a lot more. Now he's sitting at 1.5. And technically Lox, who has a Paragon. Oh, nope, that number's going up. Okay, I was going to say he's producing less mass than what RNA was producing. 5 Colossi online. Does Team 2 know about the Paragon? Oh, they know about it, and it's up online. That's going to be a attack from that Scathis. That's almost done. You see, of course, the FAF point underneath, a ton of shielding. Maybe we'll see a Mavor. Maybe we'll see a YOLO, and that'll be all 4 game enders in one. Oh, no, the Paragon has been started down here for RNA. That is a backup Paragon here for Team 1. Why have one when you can have all? And that attack has now commenced. Multiple chickens and multiple monkeys and multiple Colossus engaging. And this is not going to go well for these Colossi, though. The range advantage on the chickens, decent. Also, they were pulled into that engagement instead of pushing into it, meaning these units fell back on purpose to allow these Colossus to get closer. And look at all the AoE, all of these units being wiped out. Nuke is outbound from Team 1's Mav, going for that grouping of experimentals. It will kill all of them if the nuke lands, which A, it will, and B, will probably kill 5 experimentals. This chicken's going to die probably before... oh, those units are dead. All those units are dead. That is a lot of Team 2's attack power. Cheerios, that's going to hurt, my friend. Okay, again, 0 mass. Just want to make sure. Yep, 0 mass. Okay. And here's going to be a big nuke right on top of that chicken. Oh, no. Boom. Kills off 4 experimentals. Chicken severely wounded. This chicken also was already wounded. How much mass did that kill off? Almost 100,000 mass at 94,000. So it didn't completely wipe out a chicken. Obviously, it was also at 5-star veterancy, so that helped. But still, that is a lot of damage now gone. And that now opens the door for Cheerios to just be pummeled by some Colossi. Second Paragon is almost up. How is that Scathis doing? Second Scathis has been started, and it is going for the air grid, it looks like, given the trajectory. Second Donut also online. And there go the big ticket items that I knew would come into play here shortly. Obviously, we have the Salvations started in the north for Locks. It's probably going to be started here for RNA here shortly. And then he's probably going to donate everything else to somebody else. Yep. Doesn't have a lot of mass income. We do see some monkeys being ripped apart by gunships. ASFs are inbound, but one monkey already dead. Chickens receiving most of that firepower from those Colossi, though. Oh, that one's almost killed off. Team 2 Cheerios needs more stuff on the front line. Just doesn't have it. Is there a Paragon being built somewhere on Team 2's? No, there's an artillery being built or started by Pepe's. And of course, here come the bombers inbound for that Scathis. The shielding is not going to hold. Oh, but it barely does, though. Ooh, it was just enough. It was assisted enough. Oh, that is rough. Team 1 almost killed off that Scathis. Again, to be fair, the Scathis is decently destroyed or decently damaged. But that was very... Oh, that's a don't. Oh, that's a dead. That's a... Oh. Will the crash damage do it? Will the crash damage kill off the Scathis? Will it make it? Will it make it? Will it make it? Oh, just barely misses it. Another wave of Strat Bombers are inbound, and another Tsar is inbound. Oh, this is not great. And the Salvation Fire raining in, not going to help Team 2. This is not going well. Strat Bomber's going to soften up the shields. Most of them were wiped out before they reached their targets. Oh, and the Donut is killed before it reaches its target as well. Second Donut dies. That Scath is somehow still alive. It actually started to move for a brief moment. And look at that death and destruction. It's like, okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is like that meme of, what's his name from The Simpsons? Like, I'm in danger. That's what this is. This Scath is just, where is it going? It's going out of the shield. Where are you going? Where are you going? It's not a good idea to move. It is not a good idea to move. At least out of the shield coverage, at least. We do see a chicken pushing forward. Is there a Colossus that can intercept? There's one over here. Gunships pushing in. The air fight occurs once again. Team 1's air are significantly depleted, though. Team 2 might have a chance at air control, or at least evening the playing field. That chicken on a collision course with that Paragon, and it's getting closer and closer. It's still in the yellows. There is a chance Team 1 can save it, or kill it, or save it, however you want to view it. If that Ion Storm gets close enough, it's not. There are a decent amount of PD though, so that might be enough. That might be enough. In the south, okay, there's 2 land fights happening. Okay, I gotta split things. Stuff is happening. I gotta split things. Okay, this will be the north one, and then this will be down here. Huge land fight pushing in against Zelby and RNA's position. That chicken is getting close. That chicken is going to make it. Oh, it just needs to get a little bit more shielding. Is it going to make it? 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 Oh, it's going to be close. You can't reclaim it to stop it. They got rid of it a long time ago. It's going to activate. Those shields are going to go down. The only thing now is it comes down to luck. Will the Ion Storm? Nope. Oh, no. It's just barely out of range. Locks. And that's all. The entire air grid is gone. Oh, sorry, I got to go back over there. The entire air grid is down up. Or at least half of it is down. And his Mav's air grid is suffering. Oh, the Ion Storm got close. The Ion Storm got close. Go back. Go back. That's what Sherry's is saying. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Oh, it's almost there. But there it goes. The Paragon is gone. The Paragon for Locks is gone to a chicken Ion Storm. The push in the south has been halted for the time being. And, of course, the Paragon here for RNA is still online. And the Scathis Salvations have been spammed up now. In the north, things are just topsy and turving all which way. Crazy stuff is happening in this game. That Colossus getting killed off. Scathis still firing. Second Scathis has not been built yet. This one's constantly been moving though. So not as much damage has been thrown. There is a regular T3. Oh, there's the YOLO. 3 of the 4 experimentals, or the game enders, I should say, have been spotted. Okay, somebody just build, or at least start the Maver so I can say all 4 were in this game. I can put that on the thumbnail. Just somebody build a Maver somewhere. Just do it. Just, please. Looks like the artillery's going after the Salvations that are being built. Oh, that's gonna land. Yep, there goes that Salvation. The land fight does slow down, of course. Yeah, that second Scathis is not online. Very surprising. Of course, a lot of the engineers being thrown at the keeping up of the shield. That's definitely a little important. And spam efforts here from Locks to get a bunch of engineers on station. Crab does get killed off by that Colossus, but that Colossus will be killed off by that chicken. There are a couple of Colossi being built here by these engineers. Oh, yeah, that thing's gone. Goodbye. And that slow ball, will it reach its target? No, but it almost did. But that Colossus was killed anyways. Large groups of AA, of course, been spammed out. Need I, says chicken. Mass incomes 6.2k versus 2.2, and that's obviously primarily due to the Paragon. Salvation Fire inbound. That is a huge spread on that Salvation. Scathis Fire inbound. So my Mass Fab's going down. Not really going to hit Quantum Gateway. That's going to be a little annoying. You can't get in more SACUs. But 5 Colossus down the southern side here for RNA. There's really nothing that can force this grouping back. So Team 1 will be able to push Team 2 back quite significantly. That Scathis might start thinking about retreating at this point. Salvation Fire now focusing on that Hovatham. And the YOLO, it's not in the yellow. It's going to be a while. There's only 1 Salvation firing at it, so it's not 2. Oh, sorry. There are 2 Salvations firing at it, so it's not that great for said artillery. But, of course, 1 is focusing on the Hovatham T3 artillery. 1 is focusing on the Scathis T4 artillery. I feel like both of them could focus on the same thing and then switch to a different target. Would be probably better. Another nuke is outbound, going after the chickens over here. Oh, what's the reclaim field? What's the reclaim look like? Oh, those are a lot of red numbers. 870,000 mass. There was, I'm assuming, at some point there was probably 1 million mass on the field just because of the everything that happened. There goes the nuke. Kaboom! Takes out a chicken. Not terrible, but not as good as that other chicken that kind of kicked off everything earlier. That one right there. With that Ion Storm, man, that Ion Storm killing off that Paragon was, ooh, that was rough. I don't get why my strats didn't drop these bombs on the Scathis earlier. No idea. Now it looks like both of the Salvations are targeting that T3 artillery, and the shields are down. There's no hope for that Salvation. Sorry, not Salvation. That's T3 artillery because of the Salvation. Oh, there it goes. There goes the YOLO is being built, and Pepe's is forced to retreat. We're going to just move out of the way. Riot, says chicken. We do see that Love Me Some Rice is on the front line defending his home with that cloaking laser commander. Team 1 bombers inbound to assist. Second Colossus is down. Donut is inbound. Team 1 doesn't see him. There isn't an Omni on board that either. They know he's around here somewhere. And his bomber's being eviscerated by that laser. A lot of AA. That donut is going to go down here shortly. Omni going to go offline. That's going to be annoying. There's the comm. The comm is right there. He's walking right into the laser. They don't see him. The Colossus is going to go down. It's going to land right next to the comm. And on top of that Colossus is going to go down. Jeez, this game just exploded quite literally and figuratively. The nuke is down for Mav. Team 2's Scathis is still on lot. Where'd it go? Where'd the Scath? Did it get destroyed? I don't see the wreck. What? Well, this one is being... Well, that one got destroyed, but you would have probably seen the wreck if it was shot at. The artillery is somehow still online. That's interesting. RNA being pinged by, or map pinging RNA. Does look like another Paragon has been started by Team 1. So that'll be the third Paragon of the game. And that is a lot of salvations. I don't know if Team 2 is going to be able to crack that position. And there goes that artillery. Yeah, the Scathis wreck must just be gone now. I don't see it. I thought I saw... No, it must have been the last of the volley, I guess. 45 minutes on the clock. One Paragon has been destroyed. One Scathis has been destroyed. A lot of everything else has been destroyed. Team 1 sitting at 8.6k. Obviously, the Paragon adding a lot to that. Team 2 at 2.5. And it is not looking good for Team 2 overall. Second Paragon comes online. That's pretty much game. 1, 2, 3 salvations. Another one's going to be built here shortly. We do have... Is that Paragon going to finish? It's half done. It was a good cinema for me, says Chicken. Yeah, no joke. Sat back, relaxed, got some popcorn, and enjoyed the show. Man. That was very interesting. That chicken, that hero chicken. I mean, even though Team 2 is probably going to lose this. Oh, there goes Love Me Some Rice. He control Ks. He sees the writing on the wall. There's really not much he can do at this point. It's now a 5v2 in favor of Team 1. SMDs are being targeted. I feel like there's a nuke coming on somewhere, or just trying to target all the valuable assets at this point. How's the Paragon doing? Well, it's not, because the engineers were transferred over to RNA. He's busy doing other stuff right now. Com says Mav. And yeah, that's the combo Cheerios. And then Mav's like, hey, go build Paragon. Go do stuff. And there goes Team 2's Cheerios to control K. And it's now a 5v1. Pepe's is the last player on Team 2 alive. We do see a nice little chicken running around here for him. Just trying to evade all of this inbound fire. 47 minutes on the clock. And now there's 4 salvations online. And Team 1 is going to win this game with a bunch of Paragons and salvations. There's another YOLO that has been started. We only saw 3 of the 4 game enders, unfortunately. Would have loved to see the... Well, I mean, it wasn't... to be fair, the YOLO wasn't completed. It was just started. But that's a little too bad. But hey, you can't have every game ender in every game, unfortunately. It looks like T3 land factories are being targeted. Everything's being targeted. Everything's going down. Nothing is good for Team 2. I think I'm going to speed it up to... Well, I can only go to +2. I was going to say +4. It's really nothing much to go after. Yep, and I was going to say, and the game should end pretty shortly. There it goes. Team 1 wins the game, 48 minutes. And they win it. We do see that everybody is alive for Team 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commanders. So everybody is still alive. It was a flawless game, I should say, for Team 1 in terms of not losing anybody. MVP, I think... I mean, as much as Mav had air control for a long time, he didn't use it as much as I thought he would have. We did see RNA get a bunch of mass from his teammate of Lux, and then he started another Paragon. So I think the MVP, what kicked everything off was the Paragon being built, because then that started to spam out a bunch of units, and then obviously transferred all the mass over to RNA, who then turned a lot of that mass into another Paragon. Oh no, the Mavor's right there. I'm dumb. I didn't even see it. Everyone's probably saying like, it's right there. The Mavor, it's right there. You didn't see it. It's right there. You're just completely blind. There it is. So we did see all 4 game enders in one game. I think I know what the thumbnail is for this video. Even though the YOLO wasn't finished, at least I can at least have some sort of image. But anyway, it's hard because what kept Team 1 in the game was RNA having that backup Paragon, but what kicked him off having the Paragon was Lox having his own Paragon. So it's kind of hard to pick because it's essentially just a domino effect. I think I got to give it to Lox. Also, his push in the north, killing off an entire base of eco here it was chicken, and then that base was wiped out. Great move there, just taking out all of that mass. It took Team 2 a while to come back from that. So I think Lox's aggressiveness in the north and then going for the Paragon, it was what set Team 1 on the track for victory. And then RNA came in. It was nice little 1-2 punch action. But play of the game, and I usually don't do play of the games because it's just a thing that I don't do, but play of the game goes to that hero chicken who just said full send it and died. The Ion Storm looked like it wasn't going to get it, and then it got it, and that was just beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. So Cheerios, great use of a chicken. Definitely worth the mass. 1 chicken kills 1 Paragon. Definitely worth the mass cost. Very mass efficient there. But again, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. If you haven't done so already, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Share this video with anyone, everyone, and especially your pets. I had a lot of fun casting this game. Got me very excited. Obviously, starting off with 360,000 mass helps this scenario, but still, hopefully, everybody did enjoy it. And if you did, please do me a favor, do me a solid, help out the channel, hit that like button, comment down below your favorite moment, subscribe, do all the fancy stuff that YouTube likes to see, and I will see all of you in the next one.